Yeah. All right. I'm proud of our effort. Not pleased with the execution, but I think the girls played really hard. They competed. You can't turn the ball over 24 times and think you're going to beat anybody. And so at halftime, our 35% of our possessions were resulting in turnovers, and we worked hard trying to clean that up. But we've got to settle down with the ball and make sure we get shots. You can't win the game if you're not getting shots. I was real pleased with our effort on the boards up until the end. It felt like most of the game we were leading the rebounding battle. As we got late in the game, that evened up. So we need to be a little bit tougher, a lot stronger. The frustrating part was this was a winnable ball game, and you want to come away with these, especially when you're at home. That's the part that's frustrating. The part that we're pleased with is the effort overall. Felt a lot of kids diving for loose balls, trying to take charges. We didn't get some of those calls, but that effort was there, and that'll pay off down the road.
Coach Jared McDonald with the Daily News. I know you said you weren't pleased with the execution, but, game 1 to game 2, what did you see as the biggest improvements and as the biggest positive sign moving forward with this young group?
Well, I felt like Miro Abdagawa's energy stayed the same, and Mariah grew. Mariah was a little bit more aggressive, pushed the ball a little bit better. We still expect her to push the ball even better than she has in this game, but she was a lot more active and involved throughout the game. She was a lot more competitive. And so that's a real positive. What we need is we need more rebounds. We've got to take better care of the ball. We had 6 turnovers from Miro and 6 out of Mariah, and then 12 out of everybody else. And so we've got to take care of that ball a whole lot better, and that's just going to kind of be a learning process. I felt like we need somebody off the bench to come contribute. That's where we're lacking right now. We're looking at different players, but we're getting turnovers and we're not getting points. And so we need one or the other. We need either some points or cut those turnovers out, one or the other. And so that's part of growing, part of learning, a young team. But frustrating thing is this was a winnable game, and we needed to take care of business, and we didn't get it done. So we're going to watch this film and go get ready for Little Rock.
Coach, it's Jeff Lighty from WBKO. I know it's still only game 2, but with Raneem, out for who knows how long. Just where do you think you're going to get more scoring from? I mean, we saw Allie have a good outing the first game, but this game you held the team to 31% and wasn't able to win. So where are you going to get more of that scoring punch from moving forward?
Yeah, like I just said, we're going to get that from cutting out turnovers. You can't score when you're turning the ball over. You don't get a shot. So when we take care of the ball, we'll get some shots. So even if you shoot a low percentage, you're going to get more points than you do on 24 turnovers. And so we'll get more baskets just when we take care of the ball and get more shots up there. And then we need some people just to settle down, that ball is not a hand grenade. It's not going to explode in your hand. And so settle down and get a good shot up. And sometimes we get off balance and put up some rushed or some hurried shots, and that's youth. Those are things that you didn't see kids like Dee Givens and Whitney Creech do. They would be very poised. Raneem was very poised, but that didn't happen when they were freshmen. They were rushed as well. So as we get a little bit more confident on the floor and take care of the ball, we're going to get more points. Just as we get more shots up and cut out some of those turnovers. But then, I expect this is the way it's going to be with freshmen. The scoring is going to be up and down. I think Allie could have a great game and then struggle a little bit. And I think Selma Kulo can come in and give us some points inside. And the next game, that's the way it is until you mature and kind of settle in a little bit. And I still think Hope Savori is a good shooter. I think she's going to calm down a little bit and make better choices. And in high school, she scored the ball. And so we'll still need her to come off the bench and put some points in. But the answer to that question is we'll score when we stop turning the ball over.
Coach Drew Tennis with College Heights Herald. What are some things other than what you just mentioned that you're probably going to work on in practice for your next game?
Well, we work all the time, Drew, on ball movement and player movement. And we get in these games and the lights come on and some of these kids kind of get frozen a little bit and they get a little bit I guess, anxious or nervous, and they're not sure. So we'll continue to work on that ball movement and that player movement and just our execution on the offensive end. On the defensive end, it still comes down to rebound. I felt like tonight we did a better job on the boards, but we could have out-rebounded this team. We should have out-rebounded this team. And had we done that, it probably would have been a different outcome. Some of those offensive rebounds really hurt us. I think we're doing a better job of being physical, but we've got to do a much better job of pursuing the ball. We see a lot of kids raising a hand up and tipping a ball. That doesn't get you a rebound. You got to go grab that thing with 2 hands. And so when we get more aggressive and go and get 2 hands on that ball, we always talk 2 eyes on the ball, 2 hands on the ball, 2 feet on the ground. And so when we do that, we're going to do a lot better job. So we'll get back to working on rebounding on the offensive end. We'll get back to working on ball movement and player movement.
Coach Jared with the Daily News again. Neither team really shot the lights out, and I know you talked a little bit about being a little more control. Some of the younger players, when they get a little more comfortable, some better shots will come. But just 1 of 15 from 3 tonight. How much of a concern is that? And did you see that as being like an uncomfortable thing, or just shots not falling thing?
No, I mean, it's a concern because we've got a few kids on the team that are pretty good shooters, but we're not shooting at the same pace that we practice. We ramp, try to match those things. And so, but we get in the game and the lights come on and they get a little bit anxious. And so, and then we've got Mariah, I think, took 5 threes tonight. Is that correct? I think she took 5 threes, and so that's not her strength. I mean, she can make a three, but we probably need her doing what she does well more. And some of those were at the end of the shot clock because we didn't have enough player movement, ball movement. We had some kids got their feet stuck in the ground. And so we've got to move a little bit more and make sure we're setting our screens and getting that ball to swing, reverse a little bit more. So, it is a concern that we need those shots, some of those shots to fall. That'll open it up. But the bigger concern is, like I said, the turnovers and making sure we get shots. I think if you got 24, if we cut that in half and had 12 turnovers and 12 more tips at the 3-point line, I'll take that. I don't think we're going to miss 12 more threes.
Coach Jared with the Daily News. You went over and grabbed the mic right after the game and spoke to the fans. Was that a planned moment, and what led to that?
Actually, Jared, it was planned, and I was a little frustrated we didn't get the microphone sooner because a lot of fans were up the stairs and out the doors, and I felt like it was important to thank the fans. We're not able to have the players sign autographs like we do normally, and I wanted to thank the fans, let them know, number one, how much they mean to be here, and that we, not just for the players, but all our facilities. Todd Stewart have worked really hard to make sure this is a safe environment, welcoming the fans, and these young ladies have worked hard since July. We're working out at 6 a.m. and we come back at 1:30, and then some of these kids come in and work out again. Some of them are working out 2 and 3 times a day, and so they're really now we don't do that leading up to a game, but that's how hard they've worked since July. And so for the fans to be here, that's important, and let them know that gives the kids a big boost, gives them a lot of encouragement, and we want them to come back and see this improvement and growth. I told the kids, regardless of the outcome of the game, we wanted to just play hard, play your guts out. I think the fans will appreciate that, and I think you saw that tonight. We had kids trying to take charges. Felt like some of those didn't come our way that maybe could have, but the kids were playing really hard. We just got a lot of improvement to do. We got a lot of growing up to do.
Coach, this is Jeff Lighty with WBKO. Just, coming from your team last year that was senior laden, like you said, Dee Givens, Whitney Creech, and those ladies, to come into this team where you play 6, 7 freshmen at a time. Just how is it for you as a coach? Is it make it more exciting or more frustrating? Like, how is it, game to game when you're coaching a bunch of young girls, but every game you see that they're growing and improving?
It's different. Had young teams before, but never had a team this young with this many young kids. And so there's a lot of learning. And as a coach, what I've learned is everything that I think takes 10 minutes in practice takes 20. If I think it takes 15, it takes 30. And so things and even if I'm taking timeouts and reviewing the same things we've gone over 15 or 20 times in practice, but because they get in those moments and they just haven't gotten that composure yet, that experience where they're settled. And that's the difference. I could make adjustments, even going back with Kendall Noble and Micah Jones. Like I could just talk to Kendall during the flow of the game and make adjustments. So that doesn't happen with her as a freshman. But as they mature, and then with Creech, it's different when you have experienced players like Whit and Dee. You can really make adjustments throughout the game just on the fly, and they understand. They know exactly what's going on. And these kids are still learning. And so we don't make a whole lot of changes or tweaks during the game. That really kind of upsets their confidence. They kind of got to be consistent right now. And as they get more comfortable with that, then we'll have that opportunity to do a few more things that are scheme based. Thank you guys. Everybody be safe.